Hello team. Today we will write a program to reverse a number. Okay. I have written up. I have mentioned. I have created a class by clicking on new Java class and named it as a reverse a number. Okay. So let's see. Okay. I'll rename it as a reverse a number. Now, what I'll do, what we'll do, we'll understand the logic, right? So we will use the chat. We will use this notepad. Let's understand, consider a number 235. Now we have to reverse this number. So what we have to do, we have to separate the digits and then reverse that digits, right? So there are different approaches. One is convert the given number into a string and then reverse a string using string builder. But today we will not go with that approach, or another approach is by I'll just write it down, approaches by using string builder and then reversing that string builder and reverse string, right? Then we have second approach, like by using char array. Okay. Storing them digits and then reversing the array. Okay. And third approach is by using number only. Okay. So we will be going with the third approach today, that by using the given number. Okay, so we have a number entered by user as num. Let's name this as a number one variable and let's store it in 35 to 35. Okay, so that's our number. Okay, now what I want to do, I want to separate 5 from 2 to 35. So how will I do? I'll use this operator, percentage number one divided by 10. So the value I'll get here is uh, 5. So I'll just try to store this value in another variable. Okay, so this is 5 I'll get. Now what I have to do, I have to ensure that the next number to get value 3, the next number for this num2, next iteration will be, I'll get 23. Okay, so that number 1, that is 23 percentage operator 10 is will get operand will get to 3 as a reminder, right? So for this we have the number 1, that is the variable num1 should pass as 23. So what we can do, okay, I'll just put num1 equal to number 1 by 10. Okay, so this will give me output as 23, right? So this 23 can be passed in the next iteration as, let's we have to use some loop, right? For this, in the next iteration it will be passed as a 23 and I'll get value as 3. Okay, and in next iteration I'll get value as 2, right? Because in the here I'll get value in the next iteration as 23 divided by 10, which is equal to 2, and then 2 by 10 is 2. So this is the value. Now 5 3 2, I got the separate digits, right? But which loop I have to use? I have to use do while loop or while loop or for loop. That's a question, right? If I go for loop, then I have to set the limit, right? That is I will be, the for loop we have to enter different parameters, like for I equal to 1, let's say minimum value, I less than, I'll come to this, I plus plus. Okay, so here we have to enter some value, right? I less than, I greater than, whatever the condition I have to enter. But I don't know how the user, how much digits user is going to enter, right? So let's better use the while loop. Now I'll just go for while loop. While loop we have to just give some number 1. Let's use this greater than 0. Now let's understand why we are using it. You can see that in next iteration what will happen. The number 1 will be uh, number 1 will be 2, right? So 2 divided by 10. Okay, 23 divided by 10 was 2. 2 divided by 10 will be 0. So by with the help of this condition we can run this loop, right? So this is the logic we can follow. So our loop is clear, which loop to be used. Now my digits are separate. Okay, first thing, my I'm able to use the iteration for second numbers. Now I want to store this digit so that I'll able to reverse it, right? So what I can do, mm, I have to, if I do num2 equal to um, num2 plus num2 plus, what can be done here, num2 plus num2. Let's understand the logic first, what we are doing. Now in the first iteration what will happen, let's initialize num2 outside only, equal to 0. Okay, let's understand in the first iteration it will give me 5 plus 0. Okay, num2 num2 5 plus 5 10. That's not the correct logic. Mm, what can be done here, guys? Any suggestions? Okay, let's not go into this part. Okay, num2 equal to num2 into 10. Okay, num2 equal to num2. Let's assign some third operator here, num3, where it will be treated as num2 into 10 plus number 2, right? For example, it will be in the first iteration it will be 50, in the second iteration will be 30. So that is we don't want, right? So we have to add on to num3. Okay, so we can do that, num3 plus num2. Okay, this is the logic we have to follow. But if I multiply num2 by 10, then my values will be num3 values will be 50 plus 30. So that is not the correct logic. Okay, now what I'll do one thing, I'll just multiply by 10. Now let's see what will be the iteration. Okay, in the first iteration what I'm getting, num3 as, I'll just initialize num3 as 0. Okay, num3 as 0. Then what will be the logic here? In the first iteration I'll get num3 equal to num2, that is 5. In the second iteration what I'll get, num3 is 7, 5 into 10 50 plus num2 is 3, 53. In the third iteration what I'll get, 53 into 10, that is 530, 530 plus num2, that is 2, right? Then 532, which is the reverse of our number 532, right? That what we wanted. Now use this logic in IntelliJ and let's see what will be the output. Okay, now I'll just write a main method. I'll use scanner class to take value from the user. Scanner system dot in. sorry, scanner system dot in. What is the issue here? Wait guys. Scanner is included. Okay, I have to forgot to initialize uh, uh, instant variable. Okay, now let's ask user to enter a number. Enter a number. Then ask user, just take store this number 1 equal to sc dot next int. Okay, now what we will do, as per our logic, we will initialize a third variable int 3 equal to 0. Okay, then we will be using while loop. Now we understand why we use while loop, right? While num1 is greater than 0, we have to run this loop, right? Okay, now I'll be just copy pasting our logic from here to here, right? This is the logic that we have used. Sorry, now I have to just print the reverse of a number. Reverse number, it's num3, right? So let's try this logic. Well, let's hope it will work. So I'll enter a number 6556. So reverse is 656. So that's a palindrome number, right? So let's use non-palindrome number. So 861579464978. So that's the correct answer we have got, right? So what we can do, one more thing over here. Mm, mm, we can remove. We can we can refactor this code by using, just use this logic here. Okay, instead of creating a new variable, just we will use this logic here. Okay, so that the variable count get decreased, right? So that's the importance, right? We have to decrease the number of variable. So I'll just replace num2 to only two variable you are using. One is the given by user and another is this, right? So by using two variable, we are writing this code. Okay, there is an error, we have to forgot to replace num2. Now let's enter some 6560. Okay, the reverse is 5056. So by we have successfully reversed a number, right? So this is one approach. In next class we will say the next approach.